Hi, I'm Mr. Nguyen. I am your student's Algebra 2 teacher for this year. Um, I know this is a different format of back to school night that we're both used to, but we live in a weird time right now, to say the least. But with that said, I do have to commend your student for all the effort that they've been putting in. Pretty much, I've had amazing attendance in all of my Zoom classes. People have been constantly asking me for help, being very communicative of their needs, and turning in assignments on time. Like that. That's a reflection on, the culture that you guys have at home and what you instill into your children. So, like, really from the bottom of my heart, thank you for making like this difficult time easier for me, at least, and definitely really pushing them to achieve. Like school and learning does not stop, even though we're in this weird time. So really, I'm super proud of them, and you should be as well. Okay, so a little bit about myself. I'm Mr. Nguyen. Like I said, this is my 6th year here teaching at Bolsa Grande High School. I love it here. I graduated Cal State Long Beach in 2013 and got my teaching credentials the very next year at Long Beach, and immediately started working here at Bolsa Grande. And I don't see myself leaving this school anytime in the near future. I coach basketball here. I run a couple clubs here as well, so my roots are very tied in with this school. Just a review, just to talk a little bit about a review of the course. So Algebra 2, it's I wouldn't say it's a continuation, but it's the next step after Algebra 1, I would say. So a lot of the concepts that they've learned in Algebra 1, we're gonna apply in Algebra 2, but we're gonna take it up a notch and increase the type of procedures and computations that they have to do, and focus a little bit more on conceptual understanding. So some of the stuff that we're gonna really talk about is quadratics, polynomials, radicals, rational, exponential, logarithmic, and trigonometric functions, and that should take us the whole year. If you want a more thorough breakdown of this, of what we cover, I would definitely go to the syllabus on Google Classroom. As a matter of fact, Google Classroom is probably the best source if you want to stay up to date with your students' learning. Google Classroom is probably the best way to stay up to date with that. I post all the assignments on Google Classroom. I posted a calendar onto Google Classroom. So as parents, you guys have the luxury of going through and seeing what is due, what day, what lesson they've covered, what was their homework, and so on and so forth. So that's all on a calendar on Google Classroom. Okay, so the students should know how to access that. So hopefully they take that time, or you ask them to take that time to show you around Google Classroom, because everything that I communicate is through there, as a matter of fact. Besides that, just in terms of grading, 60% of my grades, 60% of my grade is based off of tests, project, and the final. 20% is off of quizzes and notebooks. In terms of a notebook, we spent a whole day talking about a notebook and what it means for this class. So the students are pretty in tune with what I expect for them to have on their notebook. If they don't, the criteria for a notebook is also on Google Classroom, so you can look at that yourself. It is on there. 10% homework/homework quizzes. The way I grade homework is based off of effort. Just show effort on the homework, right? Show effort, show that you're trying to do something, even if it's not necessarily right or complete, at least you're showing effort. And what I mean by complete is each problem is complete. I would like them to try every single problem, but they don't necessarily have to finish every single, if that makes sense. And then the homework quizzes, if you look at the syllabus, the homework quizzes is just a way for me to grade how much do they understand. So every day, I'm just gonna look at a specific problem and kind of just grade them off of that one problem and see, and kind of just see how much they can do. I'm not grading for 100% correctness, just to see if they're on the right track. Okay. And then finally, 10% is participation, just because that we're in this distance learning mode right now. I think having the ability to talk and discuss and for them to ask questions through Zoom is kind of awkward. So I want to reward them for them doing that. And participation comes in a lot of different ways, coming to office hours, just answering questions that I ask them themselves, or reading off questions and reflections from our daily notebook checks. So what that means is pretty much every day I ask kids to read questions and reflections from their notebook as a way for them to look back at their notes and really assess like how much they learn. And then I take that time to answer those questions that they may have from that as well. Okay. Just in terms of class routine, kind of touched upon reading questions and reflections. I go over a lot of homework in class. Any questions that they have on homework, I do as a class. I know that our classes are broken up into 2 different sessions, asynchronous and synchronous. The synchronous is the 80-minute session, so we really take our time going through a lesson or maybe 2. And then the asynchronous time, when I ask them to come in, we usually finish up another lesson or whatever we did not finish before is the asynchronous. So it is very important for them to come and attend both sessions. Also, for the asynchronous, I also use a lot of that time for office hours. So students come in, can earn participation by just asking questions during that time. And it's a time for me to work with students in a smaller group and to answer any questions that they have about anything that they've gone through in the class that they might be too shy to ask in front of the whole class. So office hours for that asynchronous is a really good time for them to do that. Just in terms of class resources, like I said, everything is on Google Classroom. This is my number and my email. Like, the students should already have that, but as parents, you should have that as well. So if you just want to pause right here, write down this, that'd be awesome. But like, my biggest thing for the kids to learn this year is, be responsible for their own learning. And part of that is, be communicative about what they don't get and what they don't understand. If they're having internet issues, text me, hey, Mr. Nguyen, I'm having internet issues, I'm coming a little late today. And most of the time, like, that's fine. I get it. Nothing is always, gonna work 100% of the time. So, things are gonna go wrong. I get that, but as long as they communicate that, like, I will do whatever I can to support them and get them whatever they need. If they're having questions about homework, text me, email me, and I can take that time out and answer any of those questions. So I've been really, really stressing that with the students this year, and the same goes to your parent, or to the parents of these students. Like, if you feel like there needs to be something to be discussed between you and I about your student, please email me, text me. We can set up a Zoom meeting, and we can set up some sort of way for you to communicate what you need. Okay. So with that said, I think that's about all I have. All I wanted to speak upon that. So once again, thank you so much for taking this time out and watching this video. And if you ever need anything, please feel free to communicate or reach out.